Hi, I'm Jason. I'm the guy who's been posting his films and random videos for the past 2 years here. And it's the new year. It's 2024. And I am sick. And that really sucks. It really truly sucks. But in spite of that, I've decided to do a little retrospective on the films that I made in the previous year, 2023. There's a lot accomplished. 5 films total, which I'm going to look at and talk about. But anywho, let's get into it. So the first 2 months of the year were a little sleepy, at least in terms of uploading videos. But I have a good reason for that, which I will get back to. But starting off with the first film I posted on my channel in 2023 was Trap, an experimental film which I made actually while I was editing a different video. It was a review for the movie EO, which I do enjoy, and I do enjoy that video, so you should check that out. But basically the film came about for me looking at the framed print that I had hanging in my room and realizing that I could do some cool camera trickery to make it look like I was behind the glass, almost like I was trapped. I basically just filmed like 2 takes of me doing what I do in the video. I don't know, I was kind of just improvising it, but you know, when I like would bang the glass, I would at the same time like kick the wall to sort of simulate that sound. The majority of the film is in camera. You know, I did some color grading and post to make it look a little cleaner. I think it turned out very well, and I really like, you know, just what it is overall. If I was rating these, I would rate it good out of 10. Next up is another film I made during March. I believe it was like 2 weeks after I uploaded Trapped. It was my submission, I guess, for the Joel Haver Make a Feature Film during the Oscars thing. If you don't know, I'm not going to explain it. I'll put a link, I think. But basically, I had to film a film for as long as I could during the airing of the Oscars, and I spat this out. I had thought about the concept before the actual like shooting of it, but I didn't actually start shooting, you know, until, you know, it was time to shoot. And I think it starts off really strong. The pacing is really nice, like how it kind of flows, but I was spending way too much time on stuff that was like not progressing. The first third of the time filming was spent for the first 2 minutes of the film, and the final product is like, yeah, it's 14 minutes long, which is not as long as 45 minutes, which is what a feature-length film is. But you know what? I'm happy that I was able to still complete it, and it has like a pretty nice ending, even though it kind of deteriorates towards the middle bit. But overall, I do like how it turned out, especially like the character of like future me. I think it was really fun the way that I did that. But I really like the thumbnail as well. I think the thumbnail looks really cool. One cool thing about this film as well is in the beginning you see me editing something, and that edit is actually the next film that I'm about to talk about, and that is Cabin Fever. This film is one of the like top favorites of the projects that I've done. I had the idea for this in like August of 2022. I described this in the description of the video, but we had it fly in our apartment. One thing led to another, and I wrote this script. And I asked my friend if I could use his apartment during winter break, which became the entirety of January, where I would go there for the weekend and we would just film. He did not live close, so and I don't drive, so it was a lot of planning. But you know, in the end, we were able to put it all together. After 3 months of editing, I released it in April. Now it's out on the channel. And it's great. It was kind of born from feelings of the pandemic, a little bit of existentialism, the idea of like how far are you willing to go to like maintain your values, your morals, and the consequences possibly of turning your back on them. And you know, it's really interesting because like a lot of those themes were more subtext that I wasn't really thinking about, but you know, it kind of came out in the final product because I was just making choices of, okay, what would make this the most interesting? What would spoilers a little bit for the film. In the original script, I think the character Neil was the one that swatted at the bee, but you know, I switched it to the Jared character because it was more cathartic for the character that's had this strict moral code to not kill this bee, and now he's fucking going crazy with the fly swatter. It's just really fun. You know, I really enjoy how it turned out. I mean, obviously there's stuff that I might change now or would have added some like additional sounds in minor bits, but honestly it really is just great the way it is. And also big shout out to Your Local Breadman for that fun inclusion at the very end. I'll be forever grateful for that artwork. It works so well. It just works so well for the ending. But yeah, you should go check him out for sure, and check out Cabin Fever. Good film, good movie. Watch it. Next film is Alone at Night. This is the first of 2 projects I did last year where I basically took an old concept that was in my notes app and decided to realize it into an actual film. This was the first project I used my camera rig with. It is the camera rig that my camera is still sitting in right now, but I decided to get that and film this with that because I could get some more stable shots, because previously I was just using my tripod's monopod to get shots like that, and it worked, but it wasn't as good as, you know, sort of thing. But yeah, this project turned out pretty well. It was day for night, which was a pain in the ass in the editing and in the shooting because there were so many moments on those partly cloudy days where it was a little too sunny and not too cloudy. But, you know, I made it work. And we made it work. It was a dumb concept of just this guy walking through the woods and then he's being chased, and then it turns out he's just high, and, you know, he's imagining that he's being chased by a monster. I would say that I pretty accurately translated that from the mind to the screen. And for that, I am pretty proud. Matthew was a great help, you know, as my, what was the character's name? Greg, you know, running around. He's a good physical actor, and I like using him. He was in the Second Samurai Sam as one of the henchmen. He has probably one of the more dramatic deaths in that. It's pretty fun. And also big thanks to Noah for making that fire at that scene at the very end. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about Alone at Night. Now, sorry, no, Alone in the Night. Alone at Night was the working title, and I was like, I can't think of another title. Actually, you know, I will say titling this film was a nightmare, because for the longest time the working title was Alone at Night, and I could not think of anything better, so I just changed it to Alone in the Night, and that worked out decently well. And it's a unique title, so you know what? Fuck it, it works. Next project, and it is the final project of 2023. It is Cloned at High Noon. This film was another one in the Notes app. It was just this dumb concept of a Wild West duel, but they were clones, and it was just like, oh, I'm the clone. No, you're the clone. Sort of like the Mauler twins in Invincible, but, you know, I think it's just a common clone trope. I had done a clone concept film in the past with my friend Justin that didn't really turn out the way I wanted, and I kind of scrapped. But this one I really did enjoy making. A lot of green screen work. And, you know, color grading was probably the saving grace of this, but also the concept required a lot of tight editing. For me, when I'm editing, it's kind of hard for me to work with it when I can't visualize it as the final product, so I tend to like do color grading stuff a little too early, and sometimes that does derail me, and it did derail me with this project. But, you know, in the end, I was able to finish it, put it out, and I'm really happy with how it turned out and how people reacted to it. I put that cowboy hat that I bought for a dumb graduation party to good use. I was also supposed to return that toy gun and the holster thing, because I was going to use it for like 2 days to shoot and then return it to Amazon, but I didn't end up doing that. So now I just own it. But it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. Fun fact, that graduation party that I went to is actually where I got the two like main background shots of like the two cowboys. Like when it's like back and forth, that's like literally photos from, it doesn't matter. You don't care. But yeah, that was my filmography of 2023. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as you will enjoy watching all of those films that I just mentioned. You're going to watch all those, right? Right? This time next week, I will be uploading a video I've been working on for a good amount of time. It's about the movie Bottoms from last year. I'm pretty proud of how that one turned out as well, so I hope you check it out as well. And yeah, that is it. I hope you have a good one. Peace.